Welcome to this explainer. Picture this. You're chilling at home, maybe microwaving dinner, the TV's blaring, and bam! Total darkness in the room. The microwave just dies right in its tracks. You're just standing there, kind of panicked, staring into the dark, probably reaching for your phone to call in a pro.
Let's be real here. You're literally standing there in the dark, totally confused, and about to blow $200 on an electrician for what is honestly a 60-second fix. Seriously, you're about to toss that cash out the window just because you can't visually see the solution hidden right there inside your own walls. But before you open that wallet, let's actually look at what's going on behind the scenes. Because here is the golden rule we have to establish right up front. If you don't do this safely, you aren't fixing a problem at all. You're creating a much bigger one. Today, we're getting a clear look at exactly what a circuit breaker is and how to reset it. Going in blind and just messing with your electrical panel without knowing the mechanics, yeah, that's incredibly risky. Okay, so it all really comes down to a super simple equation. Electricity equals heat. You've got current constantly flowing through the wires hidden inside your walls, powering every single outlet and device. But if way too much current flows through, maybe because you plugged in too many things or wires are crossing where they shouldn't, those wires heat up fast. And if nothing stops that heat, well, the wires literally melt, and suddenly you've got a fire burning inside your walls. And that brings us to the absolute hero of this story. I want you to mentally picture this little mechanism called a bimetallic strip. It's exactly what it sounds like, a small, mechanical strip of metal tucked inside the breaker, held under tension by a spring. When too much current flows and things start getting hot, this little strip physically bends from the heat. It bends, it releases that spring, and snap. It forces the switch open and instantly cuts the power. Pure, brilliant mechanics. So honestly, the next time your TV randomly shuts off mid-show, don't get mad. That physical mechanical click you hear, that means the current stopped, which means you don't have a fire. Your circuit breaker literally just saved your house. You are welcome. Instead of being annoyed at the darkroom, we should really be incredibly grateful the system worked exactly as it was designed to.
Now, before you go touching anything, we need to visualize why this happened in the first place. It almost always comes down to two specific scenarios. First, an overload. Picture your toaster, your microwave, and your coffee maker all battling for the exact same current at once. It's just too much pull. That's totally normal and 100% fixable. But the second scenario, a short circuit. That's when two wires accidentally touch, maybe inside a frayed cord or in the wall itself. The current takes a sudden shortcut, instantly spiking, and that is incredibly dangerous.
Because a short circuit is so dangerous, you must do a quick visual and sensory pre-check before you even think about walking over to the breaker panel. Stay in the room where the power went out. Do you smell anything burning? Take a really close look at the outlets. Do you visually see any black scorch marks? Did you hear any weird popping noises or see sparking right before the lights went out? These are the crucial physical clues your house is trying to show you. Listen to me carefully here. If you see, smell, or hear any of those warning signs, stop. Do not pass go. Do not reset that breaker. Call an electrician immediately. If you try to force a reset during an active short circuit, it is just going to trip again instantly, or much worse, it's going to ignite that fire we just talked about.
But if everything looks totally normal, no weird smells, no dark scorch marks, it was almost certainly just your standard run-of-the-mill overload. You just asked for a bit too much power at once. So we've got the green light. Let's move forward and visually walk through the safe reset process.
I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step sequence to handle this, and you really need to follow it flawlessly. Seriously, do not skip a single step here. We are interacting with the electrical nervous system of your home, right? So we are going to take it one careful, calculated piece at a time.
All right, step one of our master plan. Go find your breaker panel. You're basically looking for a gray metal box mounted on a wall. It's usually hiding out in a hallway, the garage, a basement, or maybe a utility room. Once you spot it, just pop that door open. Now we can visually identify what went wrong.
Which brings us to step 2. Scan up and down the rows of switches. You are looking for the one switch that looks totally out of place because it's stubbornly stuck right in the middle. It's not fully on, it's not fully off. It's just hanging out in the center. Some panels even have a helpful little red or orange indicator window that visually pops out when a breaker trips. That right there is your target.
Okay, step 3. This is where people tend to rush, but it's absolutely critical. Go back to the darkroom and unplug absolutely everything. I mean it. Before you touch that breaker switch, you need to visually confirm that every single appliance and cord on that circuit is unplugged from the wall. We want absolutely zero electrical load pulling on that circuit before we try to wake it back up. Now, step 4. Pay super close attention, because this is the one step almost everyone gets wrong. You cannot just nudge that middle stuck switch back to the on position. It simply will not hold. You have to physically push it firmly all the way to off. Push it until you literally feel and hear it click into place. Only then do you push it back to on. Full off first, then on. That physical sweeping movement is the only way to correctly reset that internal bimetallic strip we pictured earlier. All right, home stretch. Step 5. Head back to your room and plug your devices in. But do it strictly one by one. Do not plug everything back in at once. This is your diagnostic phase. Watch what happens. If the breaker instantly trips the exact second you plug in, say, that crusty old toaster, well, boom, you just visually found your culprit. That appliance is the problem, so throw it out.
Now, there is one huge exception you need to watch out for. If you follow the steps, you reset the breaker, and it instantly trips again while you have absolutely nothing plugged into those outlets, stop. That means you have a hidden short circuit buried somewhere in your wall's wiring. Your DIY journey ends right here today. It is time to call in the pros.
But if you follow these instructions, and the lights stayed on as you plugged your safe devices back in one by one, hey, congratulations, 60 seconds. You just safely and successfully diagnosed and resolved a major household problem in exactly 1 minute. And honestly, the absolute best part, the total cost for doing this safely, logically, and correctly all by yourself? Exactly $0. You just kept $200 safely tucked in your pocket, all because you took a second to actually visualize and understand the simple mechanics of your own home.
At the end of the day, the circuit breaker isn't some terrifying, complicated mystery. It's literally just a vital mechanical safety switch that did exactly what it was supposed to do to protect you. Your only job in return is to respect the electricity, visualize what the system is telling you, and fix the root cause before you ever flip a switch.
So the next time your lights suddenly plunge you into darkness, don't panic. Just take a breath, look closely for the visual signs, and ask yourself, why pay for things you can safely handle yourself?